generally considered, generally found, generally known, genetic variation, geographical area, geographical distribution, geographical location, get involved, give access, give consent, give consideration, give emphasis, give evidence, give feedback, give priority, give guidance, give information, give insight, give a presentation, give an explanation, give an indication, give an overview, give an impression, give treatment, given information, given period, global capitalism, global context, global culture, global economy, global issue, global market, global marketplace, global media, global network, global perspective, global shift, global structure, global trade, global village, government control, government department, government expenditure, government intervention, government policy, graphical representation, great accuracy, great diversity, great impact, great majority, great potential, great proportion, great range, great significance, greater autonomy, greater awareness, greater emphasis, greater equality, greater flexibility, greater likelihood, greatly enhance, greatly increase, greatly influenced, greatly reduced, grow rapidly, growing awareness, growing trend, guiding principle, hardly surprising, have access, have consequences, have limitations, have potential, have a strategy, have a tendency, have an obligation, heated debate, heavily influenced, hierarchical structure, high concentration, high correlation, high expectations, high incidence, high intensity, high level, high order, high percentage, high priority, high probability, high profile, high proportion, high quality, high rate, high score, high standard, high status, high turnover, high unemployment, high value, higher frequency, higher degree, higher education, highly charged, highly competitive, highly complex, highly controversial, highly correlated, highly critical, highly dependent, highly desirable, highly developed, highly educated, highly effective, highly efficient, highly influential, highly likely, highly problematic, highly relevant, highly selective, highly sensitive, highly significant, highly skilled, highly sophisticated, highly structured, highly successful, highly unlikely, highly valued, highly variable, historical account, historical analysis, historical background, historical change, historical circumstances, historical context, historical data, historical development, historical event, historical evidence, historical factors, historical interpretation, historical knowledge, historical period, historical perspective, historical reality, historical record, historical roots, historical study, historical writing, historically specific, hold a conference, holistic approach, homogeneous group, huge amount, human activity, human behavior, human interaction, human society, human species, ideally suited, Identify factors. Identify features. Identify a problem. Identify a way. Identify an area. Identify an issue. Immediate environment. Immediately apparent. Immediately following. Immediately obvious. Immediately preceding. Imported goods. Imported products. Impose constraints. Impose limitations. Impose restrictions. Improved performance. Increase awareness. Increase dramatically. Increase the likelihood. Increased awareness. Increased competition. Increased demand. Increased importance. Increased interest. Increased level. Increased number. Increased pressure. Increased production. Increased productivity. Increased risk. Increasing awareness. Increasing complexity. Increasing demand. Increasing emphasis. Increasing importance. Increasing interest. Increasing pressure. Increasing proportion. Increasing tendency. Increasing trend. Increasingly aware. Increasingly common. Increasingly complex. Increasingly difficult. Increasingly important. Increasingly popular. Increasingly sophisticated. Independent state. Independent variable. Indigenous people. Indigenous population. Individual behavior. Individual case. Individual characteristics. Individual choice. Individual component. Individual differences. Individual element. Individual experience. Individual interests. Individual item. Individual needs. Individual response. Individual responsibility. Individual rights. Individual variable. Individual variation. Industrial capitalism. Industrial country. Industrial development. Industrial production. Industrial society. Industrialized country. Industrialized nation. Inextricably linked. Infinite number. Information flow. Information gathering. Information processing. Information retrieval. Information sharing. Informed consent. Initial period. Initial phase. Initial position. Initial research. Initial stage. Institutional arrangement. Institutional context. Institutional framework. Institutional structure. Institutional support. Integral part. Integrated approach. Integrated system. Intellectual property. Intellectual work. Intensive study. Interested party. Internal affairs. Internal conflict. Internal control. Internal market. Internal organ. Internal structure. International agreement. International body. International community. International conference. International context. International journal. International organization. International treaty. Internet access. Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal skills. Interpret data. Intimate relationship. Intimately connected. Intrinsic value. Introduce legislation. Introductory chapter. Introductory section. Introductory text. Keenly aware. Key area. Key aspect. Key characteristic. Key component. Key concept. Key element. Key factor. Key feature. Key findings. Key issue. Key objective. Key player. Key policy. Key principle. Key role.